2020X 年。男は本当に退屈しました。彼は退屈を直すための答えを探します。彼が諦め時に答えを見つけました。一人の男対2199のスーパーファミコンゲーム。これはその男の物語だ。I did thoroughly enjoy the option to smack Butthead across the face though. Really sticking to the child-friendly model, eh, Sony? Kirby Bowl, as it's known in Japan, is a miniature golf game released on September 21st, 1994. It was developed by HAL Laboratory and Nintendo and produced by Shigeru Miyamoto. This is the first SNES game developed and published by Nintendo featured on the channel, so... The game starts off with Kirby just vibing and enjoying his day when King Day decides to be a hater and steal all the stars at the night sky. What a guy. Let's save the world with the power of miniature golf. Before any gameplay goes down, the game gives you the option to enter your name and draw your own symbol. I chose to be represented by the strongest letter known to man. There are 8 courses with 8 holes, so there's a lot of work to be done. In order to clear the stage, you must defeat all the enemies and then score Kirby into the hole, using as little shots as possible. You know, like real golf. After finding my bearings with the controls, I really started having a blast with this game. It's fun, and need I mention, super cute. I kinda don't like that I have to strike Kirby to get the ball rolling, so to speak, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Originally, this game was going to be called Special Tee Shot, but after the success of the Kirby games on the Game Boy, they decided to change the look completely. Good idea. 5 holes in, and I'm sitting at a pretty 22 shots. I don't know if that's good or not, but hey, I'm having fun. Fun fact, if you use up more than 5 shots, you lose a life. I found this out the hard way. Once you lose your lives, the game starts over from the very beginning. As the game went on, the better I got, and more importantly, the more fun I had. I finished the first course with a total of 29 shots. Call me Arnold Palmer. I thought that was a good score until I saw the high score was 19. Course 2 had more of a spooky vibe and double the enemies. This go around, your score is played against the best score of the course. As you can see here, I'm well on pace to get last place on the high score list. Course 2 is where I would meet my demise, but honestly, I didn't feel discouraged. This is a game you can pick up and have fun with for hours on end. GamePro magazine gave Kirby Bowl a 90 out of 100, stating, "If you're not a Kirby fan, you'll definitely miss the hole with this game." Kirby and his special powers are everywhere, barreling through trees, skimming off the surface of the water, and blowing up enemies. But if you like the Kirby series, there's nothing else you need to know about Dream Course. Disgusting pun aside, I agree with this assessment. This game gives you the Kirby experience without overwhelming you. I'm not the biggest Kirby fan, but I had an absolute blast. I'm gonna give Kirby Bowl 5 Zelda tokens out of 5. I'm looking really forward to playing this game again in this challenge.
Game time, baby!
Ultimate Football Tri-Formation is an American football game developed by ICOM and published by Sammy Studios, released in Japan on July 24th, 1992. Special shout out to Megumi Mazura for composing the music in this game, because it totally captures the American culture. There are no licensed teams, but they're all based on real US NFL cities. For example, instead of the Buffalo Bills, they're called the Buffalo Longhorns. Instead of the Miami Dolphins, they're called the Miami Sharks. So on and so forth. I decided to play as the New England Battle Axes, taking on the Indianapolis Stallions. The game feels a little clunky, but you can't expect much from a sports game on the Super Nintendo. I'm not too knowledgeable when it comes to American football strategy and plays, but I do like the variety in play calls. Outside of the occasional highlight, I was down by 2 touchdowns for most of the game. Okay, I lied. It was 3. The halftime show was nice though. The final score ended up being Battle Axes 21, Stallions 34. Maybe next time I'll ask Bill Belichick for help. I do like the after game report highlighting my failures. The only review I could find was from our friends at Electronic Gaming Monthly. They gave the game a 60 out of 100, stating, "This cart proves to be a mediocre attempt at best." Harsh. I believe this game would be more fun if you're playing with a buddy. I'm gonna give Ultimate Football Tri-Formation 2 Zelda tokens out of 5.
You can't harm me, are you a fucking ass?
X-Men Mutant Apocalypse is a side-scrolling action game published and developed by Capcom, and it was released on the Super Nintendo in the United States in November of 1994. It was composed by Setsuo Yamamoto, who also had composed the music for Street Fighter II, Final Fight, and Mega Man X, to name a few. As to be expected, the music in this game is awesome. Each track in it is fire. I can't stop raving about it, seriously. In this game, you take control of the X-Men in their efforts to stop the master of the infinite combo, Magneto. Sorry, that was a bad Marvel vs. Capcom 2 joke. Anyways, in this game, you choose one out of the available X-Men to clear their own unique stages. Kinda like Mega Man. Hopefully, I don't run into the same issues I did while playing Mega Man. To start off, I picked the Wolverine because he's the best X-Man and you can't convince me otherwise. And he's in the front of the cover. Cyclops is a close second because his theme in the game is badass. Wolverine's job is to get into the Sentinel factory and make a mess of it all. Pretty easy, or so I thought. The controls feel good in this game. Slicing through countless factory employees was a lot of fun and never grew stale as some beat 'em ups tend to get. A big struggle for me early on was definitely climbing up. In order to progress in this base, Wolverine has to climb up a couple stories. This would be a stroll in the park if there weren't little laser robots or men with rocket launchers trying to murder you as you progress. Seriously, what is this base made up of if their soldiers are allowed to shoot rocket launchers indoors? I get that they're fighting against mutants, but you could possibly take down the entire base if you miss. Anyways, as you can see, I would take most of my damage here, and to make matters worse, there was a mini-boss waiting for me. If that wasn't horrible enough, I had to start the stage over from the beginning. Second time around, I made it with minor issues, and the mini-boss was a piece of cake. A couple hiccups later, I defeat the resident Sentinel to complete Wolverine's part. Sadly, that would be the only part I would finish. Like their predecessor, Mega Man X, Capcom cranked up the difficulty in this one. I'm not complaining, but there were more of a couple times I got really frustrated. Gotta get your money's worth, right? Video Games, the ultimate gaming magazine, gave X-Men Mutant Apocalypse an overall rating of 7, labeling it a cool video games. Gabe Soria gave it a glowing review, but perhaps had his eye on the future when he said, "An overall excellent game, Capcom, but what I'm really looking forward to X-Men wise is the fighting game." Someone give Gabe a telephone because he called it. No? Okay. I'm gonna give X-Men Mutant Apocalypse 4 Zelda tokens out of 5. Thank you so much for watching this video. Every view, every like, every comment is deeply appreciated. If you want to follow the challenge live, follow me on twitch.tv/Cream1337. This has been Cream1337, signing off.